Hi, my name is Megan, and this is Everything Lit. And welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about my priority books for 2024. And we're going to talk about the priority books that I had in 2023. So these are new releases that I really want to get to that year. These are the books I'm most excited about. I'm going to buy them and read them right away. So let's talk about what was my priority in 2023 and if I read them. So first was Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. I did read this and I think I gave it 4 stars. Do I Know You by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegeman Broca. I did read this and I believe I gave it 5 stars. Out of Character by Jenna Miller, and I believe I gave this 5 stars. Radiant Sin by Katie Robert, and I think I gave this only 3 stars. Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshani Chokshi. I believe I gave this 3.5 4 stars. How I'll Kill You by Ren DeStefano, and I believe I did give this 5 stars, if not like 4.5. And now we get to the first book I did not read, Spellbound by F.T. Lukens. Did not get to this. In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune, I gave this 5 stars, might be one of my 10 favorite books of the year. The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, I gave this 4 stars, really enjoyed it. And then I put on my list Heavenly Tyrant by Ziren J. Zhao? I'll have to go on her website and figure out how to pronounce that. But the release date for this was supposed to be August 29th and it got pushed to April of next year. So I will be putting it on my priority 2024 list because I want to read the sequel so bad. And I'll have to reread Iron Widow because now it's been like 2 years. And finally, Iris Kelly Doesn't Date by Ashley Herring Blake. I did not get to this. It just came out in November and I probably won't get to it by the end of the year. The same thing happened last year with Astrid Parker. It came out in November, didn't get to it, read it in January, maybe February, and it was fantastic. So I'm sure this will be fantastic whenever I do get to it. So out of those 11, I read 8, which is fantastic. And so because Heavenly Tyrant got pushed, I really only didn't read 2 books off of my list. We're doing great. We're keeping up on the new releases. So this year, so I said normally I like to try to pick 12 new releases, 1 for each month that I want to keep up with. But this year I'm just going to make it match my backlist priority and I picked 10. And so these are the 10 2024 releases that I'm going to make a priority. And I will be putting out a video later about 2024 releases that I am excited about and keeping an eye on. But these are the top 10. First, we have The Breakup Tour by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegeman Broca. I already have this pre-ordered. I'm so ready for it. This is a Taylor Swift inspired romance about a girl who gets really famous as a singer. This breakup song blows up, everyone loves it, and her ex-husband is trying to take credit and be like, it's about me, this breakup song's about me, and she gets kind of frustrated at that and is like, no, it's about this other guy. And then maybe as a publicity stunt or something, she and the other guy go on tour together and he's like her opener. It sounds so good, so fun. I'm gonna use era way too much, but I'm definitely in my Swiftie era. I'm a relatively new Swiftie, but I am totally here for it. The Breakup Tour comes out January 23rd. The Warm Hands of Ghosts comes out February 13th. And this is the author of the Bear and the Nightingale trilogy, and I absolutely loved that trilogy. It's historical fiction, Russian, mythological, like folk tales, and this book is World War I. It involves ghosts. The main character becomes like a nurse on the battlefield trying to find her brother because she got word that he was killed, but she doesn't believe them. Next, I'm looking forward to The Partner Plot by Christina Forrest, and this comes out February 27th. This is a romance, and I actually don't remember what it's about. I think it follows one of the sisters from The Neighbor Favor, which I'll pop over here. It was one of my favorite romances of this year, if not my favorite of this year. And this is the main character in that, one of her sisters, I think goes to Vegas and gets married quickly to a stranger. And maybe they have to continue to fake date or keep up the marriage for a while. Of course, this book is on everyone's list, and that is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo, coming out on April 9th. I cannot wait for this. It takes place during the Spanish Inquisition yeah, Spanish history. I love Spain. I've been to Spain multiple times at this point, and I am so excited for a book set there with vampires and witches and magical powers and political machinations. Yeah, and Lee Bardugo, you know? So it's going to be good. Of course, I'm putting Heavenly Tyrant by Zirin J. Zhao on this list, and that comes out April 30th, fingers crossed. This is the sequel to Iron Widow. It involves giant mechs that are fighting giant beasts, but in order to power these giant creatures, there are two pilots, a male and a female, and the males basically pilot the thing by using the woman's energy and killing her. So like every time they have to fight, they go through a different woman. They're coming from all over these villages. In the very first book, our main character is trying to avenge her sister, and so she volunteers to be one of these pilot brides and tries to murder the pilot. It's amazing. The female rage in this book is incredible. I really need to reread it. A recently announced book, Ashley Poston's adult romance, her third one, called A Novel Love Story, and that comes out on June 25th. This is about a woman, I think she's a writer or she might be some sort of college professor, and she stumbles into this town that is like the characters of her favorite book, and so she accidentally like stumbles into a book. I'm so excited about Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle, coming out July 9th. This involves Hollywood, and it is a horror, and that's all I know. I think it's kind of taking issue with the way Hollywood represents gay people and the way a lot of queer stories in Hollywood, especially the ones that win awards, are actually about gay suffering or, you know, the gays die. Go look up the TV tropes Bury Your Gaze and tell me that this isn't going to be phenomenal. And then we get into the books that I'm going to cry. I'm so excited about them. So The Pairing by Casey McQuiston comes out August 6th. Casey McQuiston is one of my favorite authors. Read all three of her books so far, and this is number 4. And this involves two exes who accidentally book the same like food and wine tour throughout Europe, and they decide to have a competition to see who can sleep with the most people. And Casey McQuiston, I follow her on Instagram, and she said it's like an ode to sluts everywhere. And I'm like, that sounds so good, and I love the messages in her books. So I'm really interested to see how this one goes. And then the last two on this list actually come out on the same day. So The Witch's Guide to Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana comes out September 10th, and this is a sequel, or it's set in the same universe as The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and this is about a witch who has actually had her power taken away, and now she works with her aunt or her grandmother at this inn, and she is given an opportunity by a talking fox, or there is a talking fox, I think, but she's given an opportunity to earn her power back some way. And finally, the book that is going to take my heart out, crush it in its hand, and then put it back together and put it back in my chest and make me cry is Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. This also comes out September 10th. This is the sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea, and it involves Arthur and his backstory and this town, and it looks beautiful. I can't talk too much about it because it is a sequel and I don't know much about it, but I did not think we would get a sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea, and we are, and I cannot wait to revisit those characters and see how they're doing. And just if you don't know, The House in the Cerulean Sea is about this magical children orphanage, because magical children are kind of maligned in this society and they need to be kept in check, and a lot of them are orphaned or given up. And our main character Linus is basically a social worker in this world who goes to the orphanages and makes sure that the children are being treated correctly and well, and that everything is being run the way it should. And he kind of learns maybe rules aren't the be all end all, and it's just wonderful. And especially after the end of the first book where, you know, some decisions are made, the second, I just can't wait. I can't wait. So those are the 10 books that I'm going to prioritize as soon as they come out in 2024 and read them. And I cannot wait. I really think these 10, I'm going to buy them. I'm going to go to the store day of, I'm going to read them and hopefully love them. Thank you for watching. If you're excited about any of these books, like let me know. Let me know what books you're excited about in 2024. Add some to my list. And if you like this video, you could click that like button. You could subscribe, but really, you can do whatever you want. And I'll see you tomorrow.